So, how is life going? So, Imtiaz, everything fine?
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, everything is fine.
So, uh, let us start the interview. So, at first, I would like to know what is your concept about SAP FICO?
See, basically, SAP is a integrated, resource planning. It's a system where you can, manage your all business-related transaction simultaneously without any human error. And if we come to the FICO, here, we basically maintain our financial transactions which are related to our daily business operation. Along with that, we also generate report for the internal management, which is mostly related to the costing, cost center accounting, profit center accounting. So these are the basically an overall FI SIP SAP FICO overview, where we can uh, uh, provide perform transaction on day-to-day basis, on monthly basis, without a minimum human interaction.
Okay. So, can you tell me what is year-dependent fiscal year in SAP?
See, year-dependent fiscal year means the fiscal year which is uh, which started from which is the month of January is for the 31 days, but you configure in system that the month of January will be on and on 29 days, and seamless, and accordingly it goes to the another month as well. The February usually for the 28 days, and you said that the month of February will be for the 27 days. So this is basically a year dependent fiscal year.
Okay. So, my next question is, for example, my client raised a PO at US dollar 13 for 60 quantity. A good receipt Migo transaction was done at that price. Okay.
Okay.
Now my client wants to do a Miro transaction at USD 14 for 60 quantity. What is the solution?
Sorry, I just your voice was break at the time of Myro. You tell that at the time of Myro, you receive a quantity of 60 item with exchange rate of 40.
At
With exchange rate of 40.
14, 14, 14, 1 4.
See, over there, basically, over there is a one concept which is called, foreign currency valuation fall upon, because here he is basically, he has to pay for 2,400 amount instead of 1,800. So here, basically, he will record the exchange loss. It's up to the basically a client requirement. There are two solutions. Whether he want to record this amount as an exchange loss, I mean it would be the PNL item, or the second item is that whether he want to add this expense to the material cost. So basically his inventory will be up. So it's up to totally a client call, whatever they want.
So I hope you have heard about Netweaver, right?
Netweaver. Yeah, I think it's SAP Solvent Solutions, where we basically, we just uh, put our, project scope, everything, and we get the, plan activities of the project, that what has to be done, the, project, and what would be the timeline, and what would be our, quality gates, all these things. What I have heard about, SAP Netweaver.
My next question is, uh, this scenario, another scenario. The user is not getting the drop down list of GL accounts that he defined through FS00 while posting through transaction code FB50 divided
Mm-hmm.
by F 02. What is the solution?
You said you define a chart of account UGL in FS00, right?
Hmm.
And he is not getting a drop down list in FB50.
FB50, yes.
All right. So, there would be one option that he didn't select a right company code when he is performing a transaction FB50. And another reason would be that he didn't assign this chart of account to his company code.
Okay.
Or there are further when when you do a drop down list like search button F4 to press F4, where there are multiple filters where you have to put chart of account, respective chart of account, respective company code, respective country. So you will get all the related drop down list of your chart of account.
Okay. My next question is, do we need to configure additional ledgers for parallel currencies?
See, in S4 HANA, parallel currencies are now required for asset accounting. It's mandatory now, but additional ledgers depend upon the client requirement. Like we have a company which is headquartering is Pakistan, and another office is in Bangladesh. So basically, the thing would here will be that in Pakistan, the fiscal year started from Jan to December, but in Bangladesh, the fiscal year started from July to June. So here we have a difference of fiscal year. So for that person, we would require the additional ledger to get a complete reporting.
Okay. Okay. So my next question is, can you name a few modules with which it is possible for the users to integrate the financial accounting?
See, you can basically in any SAP implementation, basically finance is the backbone because it's all the money game. But FI is closely integrated with material management MM, along with that in costing CO, plus with HCM HR module, and along with this the ST sales and distribution. Uh, Along with project system, production planning, plant maintenance. So, FI is, integrated with all these modules. And the close integration with the MM, CO, and SD. These are the close integration module, which FI have a close integration with them.
So I'd like to know what are the biggest benefits that you can have with SAP FICO?
Beg your pardon, periods benefit.
Yes. What are the
Uh,
biggest benefits?
I'm not getting your question, Shahadat.
My question is, what are the biggest benefits that you can have with the SAP FICO module?
Okay. Basically, I told you in my earlier that SAP is a is a complete enterprise resource planning software where you know if we get a data from the other module without being a human error with a good control with a good control of authority. Like if I give you example that in the procure to pay cycle where we generate a PO from where we generate a PR, the respective user requested that I need this item, and at that level if you have a funds management, the budget will be checked for this PR that you are ordering a laptop which is costing 100 USD, but the allocated budget is for 90 USD. So you can get a better control by having a SAP FICO, and you can get a report on real time data where it will be easy for the management to get do their decision for the future. Along with that, you can give a real time reporting to the external bodies like taxation, like government entities, the your stakeholder. So all these things you can get in FICO, in the real time. Along with now there are a fury additional fury apps which also help the user to get they can get even the report on their tablet, on their mobiles, on and then devices. So basically SAP FICO is going to the life of CFO will be very easy by using this SAP ERP.
Okay, so my next question is, can you give an example of GL accounts that system posts automatically through the system? How you define it in the system?
It is a basically reconciliation account. Like asset accounting GLs are usually reconciliation account. A vendor accounts are usually a reconciliation account. A customer account are usually reconciliation account. Basically, where we get a direct, we get automatic posting from there. And there are one additional check in FS00 as well, where we give this GL to another module, like for the revenue GL, we give this GL to SD module, sales distribution module, and all the revenue will be coming from the SD module. Any user at FI level cannot post directly to this GL. So we can control this by in GL master data by checking the check automatic posting allowed only.
Okay. What are the different scenarios under which you may define a business area or a profit center?
See, profit center are basically your internal units. I can call him. It's used for your internal reporting, mostly used in the CO, controlling module, management reporting. Here you track that my this specific cost, my this specific profit center have that much revenue, that much cost. So you can easily track that my which profit center is performing well over my expectation, and which profit center is not performing according to my expectation. Business area is still in SAP S4 HANA. Business area is now not commonly used, but in ECC it was the most commonly used thing. In S4 HANA we usually use segments because as per the GAP and IFRS we need the balance sheet reporting according to our segments. So the data flow basically I will tell you the data flow from this center. Basically, whenever the user posts an entry in FI, he enter a cost center. In cost center master data we enter the profit center. Say if this cost center hit this much amount, this will be go to this profit center. In a profit center master data we enter the segments, that in this profit center if we get any transaction is this profit center, so this profit center amount will be go to this segment.
Okay, thank you so much. So, Imtiaz, what is your greatest strength and greatest weakness as a SAP consultant?
Sir, my greatest strength is as you know that I can as the first thing I feel that I have already worked in the different countries like Saudi Arabia, Oman, UAE, and all the Middle East countries. I went over there. I spent 3 4 years. So what I feel that I have a skill that I can just go to any country and just mix them and adopt their culture, and I can I don't have like any issue that if a person go to any other country where he have a problem of culture, all these things. So I feel that I can I have this thing that I can go to any other country and just very easily. And as far as my weak point, that I trust people very early. That when I was working with them, so I trust him on on a first attempt, which caused me a lot. But that is my weakness, that I trust them very early.
So, did you take any initiative to improve the weakness?
Started all natural, but inshallah, I'm trying to, in future, I'm trying to don't trust people. But again, it's a natural thing. So
So, how would you define leadership?
leadership. So basically, leader is a guy who is have a vision, who has a vision to, lead, who can leading from the front. He can play a role of leading from the front. Who set examples to their, subordinates that you can do this, I can do this, we can do this. So, in my opinion, leader must have a vision, and he can set the examples, and he must, uh, you know, run the team. He can know that how to run the team.
Do you think you are a leader?
Mm. Uh, to be frank, up till now, I have managed two, three guys. But in future, the way, in SAP industry, I'm evolving. I'm getting new technology, adopting new technologies, and meeting with new people on daily basis and multicultural people. As my current employer is now offering, to offer to our services to other countries. So in future, definitely, I'm seeing that I would be a good leader, and definitely for this, I will need some, courses, some skills to be added in my profile. So, inshallah, uh,
Okay, good.
that would be in
So,
the future.
tell me, what is the future of SAP?
So the future of SAP is very bright. Now SAP, first you see SAP has introduced the S4 HANA in 2015, which is the customer of which is giving a very benefits to the customer in previous ECC system. The reports which would run on other database like Oracle DBT2 will get minutes hours to generate the report, but now in S4 HANA they can get all these reports within a minutes, within a second, along with Fury apps. The higher management can approve their approve their approve the PR, POs, and any other financial transaction. If they are out of office, they can do it on their mobile laptop devices. So along with that, now SAP has introduced some other product like SAP Ariba, which is for the procurement side, and success factor, which is you related to HRM. Along with that, they have adopting new modules. So the future of FSCP is really bright, and the way they are evolving their technology, the way they are innovating the things. So I can see that the SAP will be the leader of market for the next 50, 60 years.
Yeah, yes, thank you so much for uh, attending this interview session. It was a nice discussion, and I was really enjoying the conversations. And
Same here, Shahadat.